Morning, guys. Hope all is well. Happy Monday. I hope your weekend was great. And so let's go ahead and jump into our daily devotional today. And it's going to be found in the book of Colossians. I've been studying that, and it's just been really a good time in the Word, studying the Word. And so I wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys today. So our daily devotional is found in Colossians chapter 1, verse 22 and verse 23. I'm going to read it in two versions, and then we'll jump right in. Okay? So it says in Colossians 1, verse 22-23 says, "But now he has reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in his sight, without blemish and free from accusation. If you continue in your faith, established and firm, and do not move from the hope held out in the gospel. This is the gospel that you heard and that has been proclaimed to every creature under heaven, and of which I, Paul, have become a servant." And then it says in the New Living Translation, "Yet now he has reconciled you to himself through the death of Christ in his physical body. As a result, he has brought you into his own presence, and you are holy and blameless as you stand before him, without a single fault. But you must continue to believe this truth and stand firmly in it. Don't drift away from the assurance you received when you heard the good news. The good news has been preached all over the world, and I, Paul, have been appointed as God's servant to proclaim it." Amen. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this passage, because what I found in this passage is that there is a subtle if-then statement. And if you really studied the Bible and if you really have read the words of Christ in the New Testament, in the Old Testament, you're going to find that there are plenty of if-then statements, right? We call them conditional statements. If you do this, you can get this, right? We tell our kids all the time, if you get good grades, then you're going to have benefits, right? Or if it doesn't rain today, then I'm going to wash the car, right? So in many circumstances, we talk about if-then statements. And the reason I wanted to bring this is because I also see that there is an if-then in the statement, but it's kind of subtle and it's kind of reverse, right? So the if part is actually in verse 23. It says, "If you continue in your faith, established and firm, and do not move from the hope held out in the gospel. This is the gospel that you heard and that has been proclaimed to every creature under heaven, of which I, Paul, have become a servant." The first part is if you continue in your faith, right? We have faith, and hopefully we have big faith. We have big faith in Jesus Christ. And it says that if you continue in that faith, that you're established, that you're firm, that you're not wavering. It's not like one day you have faith and then the next day your faith is kind of small, right? But that you have big faith, that it's established, that it's firm, and do not move from the hope, right? That hope that you have in Jesus Christ. The then is actually in verse 22. It says that he's going to present you holy in his sight, without blemish, and free from accusation. And how does he do that? He does that through the sacrifice that Jesus made on the cross. When we have him in our hearts, when we've accepted him in our hearts, he's going to present us to the Father. He's going to reconcile us. He's basically going to make our relationship right with the Father. And he's going to make us holy, without blemish, and free from accusation. But the then part is, as I mentioned, you have to continue in your faith. You have to make sure that your faith is established, that it's firm, that it's not shaky, and that nobody can move you. So with that said, guys, I hope that you're going to have a great start to your week. Make sure to tune in every day for our daily devos. And with that, may you guys be blessed. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.